Brit with Bennett Foddy. It's a pretty hard game, but I figured out how to beat it. Uh, and hopefully it helps. So the beginning of this game is pretty simple. I'm gonna not climb it the way I normally would, but I'm gonna try to do it as if I was new. I've only beat the game 5 times. There are people who've speedrun this game in a minute and like 17 seconds, and my best time so far is like 17 minutes. So this is how most people would climb this. Um, and then assuming you fell down here, you just boop, boop. You might have a mouse cursor on. Um, might look like this, but it's the same premise. I try to ignore the cursor because when I was playing for a while, the cursor just made me confused, which and it seems stupid, but it's just I wasn't paying as much attention to the end of the hammer as I should have because of the catch up with this, and I can go. It's just not super accurate, so I suggest turning it off. So most players would fall down here. What you can do is also just jump across the top up there. Um, so you need to do a hammer jump. A hammer jump is when you put your hammer straight into the ground and jump up. Um, so you can jump up and grab this, or if you need, you can always try to like hammer jump up and grab this rock if you're really having trouble. And then once you're on this rock, you don't even have to jump again. You can just grab the ore and bring yourself up. Same thing with this log here. So this is one of the first parts where you actually have to hammer jump, I think. I don't know of another way to do it. So you jump up if you can, grab this house, or grab, the lip of that rock and pull yourself up. You can do the same thing here, or you might be able to reach your hammer on that. And then you're just going to slowly climb. So this pipe and that rock, this is a lot like an orange later on. Um, and I'll show you what I mean later. But you can practice doing this one jump that happens later on some of the elements here, just so that when you actually need to do it, you don't have to keep restarting so much. This is a better example of it, I think, actually. So like right here, if you can get to the point where you can successfully just like hammer jump, oh, I'm not the best, 1 second. Where you can like hammer jump up and grab this like that, it helps a lot with being able to do the orange. I'll explain what the orange is when it pops up. Um, so for some of this stuff, I won't really explain it. I'm just gonna climb it because some of it, I think you can extrapolate from what happened before on how to get up there. This is one of the first places where most people like will quit the game or take a break or they'll never come back. I don't have a surefire way to get up. I've seen speedrunners do it in like 3 seconds. I normally will just jump and try to. Um, so if here, let me move over here actually. So if my hammer is a pie, right? If this is the whole pie, if I were to move my hammer all the way through the floor, hypothetically just around me, um, or a clock rather, and I'll normally try to get my hammer at 6 o'clock, hammer jump, and quickly whip it all the way around from 6 o'clock to about uh 1:30 or 2. And then slowly try to like leverage myself up. And then I'll try to give myself a little pop if I can. Because you need to do the same thing to this is just how I do it to get up that lantern on the right there. Like that. So you do like this sort of switch around to 132, and then you have to like jump and flip it the opposite way until you hit about 11. And then you can get up on the lantern or whatever. I like to just hammer jump on top of here, or you can just reach up and grab that rock and pull yourself up. But if you go over this other side to the left here, you go back down. So you want to be a little careful. Um, and then climbing up this wall, it's just a matter of practice, but I find swinging the hammer slowly, uh, just to make sure that you got each one of these grabs helps. If you keep bumping into the wall, try not to swing so hard, just sort of slowly, like jump up, grab a lip, fling yourself up a little bit. It sounds a lot easier than it looks. Um, but once you're up here, you can comfortably grab this rod. Some people will like hammer jump from that railing below me onto this, but I'm not that good at this game. Oh, okay. So when I'm doing this, most of the time, I'm moving my mouse straight up and down. So if you look like going from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock, the mouse doesn't just like phase through my body or whatever. I actually have to move the hammer all the way around that. So you're always going to have this small spin radius inside of your body, um, that you have to be aware of when you're trying to like climb a wall. Because if I were to, for instance, try to grab this lip here and pull myself up, I end up in this situation where I can only have my hammer within a small radius of me, and if I pull myself into the wall, I'm just going to keep smacking myself away from it. Uh, which is why I like to go slower. I like to bump into the wall a little bit, back away from it, and to back away, I'm literally just bumping into it. There's no, like, you know, way for me to control my movement in the air that I know of. I'm sure people swing their hammers around like animals and just do it, but so now I'm gonna stop explaining and just climb this part. Okay, so now we can grab the bar over here and swing over up. And I'm, like I said, not good. I can just show you how to get through the obstacles, but it doesn't mean I do them 100%. Okay. So your body and your hammer are separate. Your handle has no physics, so like your handle can go through things that the end of the hammer and your body can't, which is what makes climbing like this possible. I'm just going to gently put myself in here. You put your hammer on the top side of there if you want. I know speedrunners will like fling themselves up from here, but again, not good enough to do that. Soon. Um, so this is very similar to the house we just climbed, same premise. Just want to slowly get yourself up, grab the hooks. It's going to take a lot of tries just to get this kind of stuff down, but I'm just showing you the general like route. So I'll normally do a jump like that and fling myself over. You can always get yourself on the edge right there and try to like drop down and catch this with your hammer. I find just yeeting yourself usually. I'll hit the wall and catch on the lip, and I can always put my hammer down and bring myself back, but I can't control my descent. So unless I perfectly angle that drop, I find it easier. Oh, that was an accident. To just fling in there. I'll show you the way to do it if you can't get that, but it's and for some of these obstacles, I only know one way to do them because it's the way I did them. But I'm sure that there are a lot more comprehensive guides to get through. Oh, I accidentally did it again. Um, Let me get myself back down here so I can do that jump how most people do. Um, And then in terms of like keypad space, this is where my mouse is. This is about the size of the mouse pad. I I'm gonna use the whole thing, so you definitely want to make sure that you have room for it. Um, almost just did the fling again out of habit. So what some people do is they end up like right here, and they'll try to like drop in and grab this. I think that that's doable, obviously, but like just harder to me. It's less consistent. This is where things start to get more complicated. So you need to do an angled hammer jump, which is pretty much the same thing as before. You want your hammer at like 6, but you want to slightly offset it. And then you want to do a hammer jump that way. I'll normally bounce off these stairs, see? And then you can bounce off the wall and stuff to try to force yourself up. But whenever I do that angled hammer jump, my mouse is going all the way from the top right of my mouse pad, sweeping to the bottom left. That's the only way I can get enough momentum. Um, oh, so for this you want to jump, grab the security camera there, um, and then you can slowly bring yourself up and drop yourself onto it, or uh, once you get the hang of things, you'll realize that like quick fluid motions are the most accurate way to do stuff. So I'll normally like um, just try to get a swing like that, and you end up, even if you take 1 or 2 tries, you'll get better at it and better at it, and it'll be faster and faster. So now you want to jump onto the couch, doing sort of the same thing that we did when we climbed that building back there. Same with the stairs. So every now and again, if I accidentally go too far, I'll swing my hammer across and correct, because we have walls on both sides of us here. Um, so you want to do the same sort of angled jump that you did to get on those stairs. Uh, so this is not very different than the security camera you just did. If you got here, you jumped up this way, climbed these stairs, now you're on this thing, and that's the camera. Um, so this is Orange Hell. This is also where a lot of people will tend to quit, myself included, the first few times I played this game. Um, but it's a lot easier than I thought it was. So throughout this whole game to get up to here, you do a lot of jumping and swinging your hammer and just sort of smashing your way up. You can really smash your way up. The orange requires finesse. You need to be delicate with her. Um, and like I said, I still mess up a bunch. I don't 100% everything, but that orange is a lot easier for me now than it used to be. And it makes these falls, like when you first start playing this game, falling from that orange all the way down here, it sucks. Uh, but when you realize that you know that you can do the obstacles, it's a lot less daunting. It'd be really funny if my mic's been off. No, it's not, thank God. Um, and you can always go slow. If you're not sure of a hold or that your hammer might slip, sort of like this, you can always just slow back down. Grab what you need, take your time. Oh. Okay, we're back. Let's see if I can do this again. So we're gonna slowly bring ourselves up on top of this. Just like that. And then we're going to try to do this little pop. Just so you're right up here. Once are on this ledge, you've won. You've already gotten orange hell done. That jump is the part that most people get stuck on, but it's the hardest part of the whole thing. I thought for a while I had to like hammer jump up and grab things or whatever. You just go really slow. Really slow. Delicately balance yourself. These rocks hold a lot better than they look like they would. As long as you don't hit them. You want to just touch your hammer into them and then roll over the top. Um, some people do like a I don't know what it's called. I think it's a negative grab where you like put your hammer on the wall, it just barely connects, and then they'll like launch themselves up this way to grab that. I'm not that good at this game. So I'm gonna keep doing what we did to get all the way up to this point, and that's just go slow. This isn't gonna get you a speed run, but it's gonna make it so you can climb the mountain. Uh, and in my opinion, if you've gotten this far, you've now done the hardest stuff in the game. The rest is just re-implementing stuff we already know. Hammer jumping, grabbing that. If you just did this, then you know you can do that. So then we go up again, grab the hand. Sometimes the hammer gets a little wedged in the hand, so I like to go really slow, so it doesn't like just pop out and throw me off. Um, Same thing again. That's three of the same jump in a row pretty much. This jump, not that different. And then you can fling yourself up that, or you can just grab the tip of that with your hammer and slowly pull yourself up. Uh, and now you're at the bush. So what you can do, you can either hammer jump off that rock right there onto here, or you can, you know, just do it from anywhere. This is a pretty easy part. Like I said, you made it through the hardest part of the game now. Um, the rest is just, it's not difficult, it just requires patience. Um, actually, you know what? I lied 100%. Fuck this part of the game. Uh, this ice rock sucks because I didn't know if I should jump from here and try to catch it like orange hell or whatever. I found doing it right here is the best route. Your hammer uh, slides on ice differently. So you won't be able to grab rocks the same way you would with this. So, uh, but once I figured it out, like anything in this game, it doesn't pain me anymore. So you just need to jump and try to catch that snow without being aggressive and like smashing the surface. Otherwise, it's just gonna throw you that way. Um, so try again. Again, I think you need a lot of mouse pad space for this game, but that's just me. So the hammer caught, but see it slips. That's the ice. So you need to get it just high enough so that you get enough of that snow so that it holds like that. This hat is super slippery and really annoying. Uh, so I like to just take my hammer. Oh, usually I like to do it more gentle than that so that I don't move too. But I like to just get the hat away from there. Because if you accidentally grab it or try to climb it, you'll just slide off it and keep falling back down here, and it's annoying. Uh, so I'll normally get the hat next to the anvil, gently moving it over. There we go. Some way to just get that hat off this hill. That's all you need to do. So this anvil is going to be your first real big hammer jump. Um, so you're going to want to do the same angle jump as before, but you're going to try to catch that rock up there on the right. And I'm actually realizing that as much as I like my little fish man, I think he's probably not helping right now. Alright, so same thing across the mouse pad, and then just catch this ledge. Um, and then if you do that, it's the same now as Orange Hell here. A lot of this map is repeating the same style of elements, just sort of different. So you just grab the rock, slowly bring yourself up, and now you're here. You've completed Anvil and Hat and Orange Hell now. You've gotten through the living room and the tree in the house, and the rectory. We've gone past the church, and so now, uh, if you remember when we went up that ladder toward where the security camera was, we did this like jump and sort of beat ourselves off the wall. Uh, so up, let me just get right back there. But we're gonna do the same thing, bouncing off that moon. Um, so we're gonna want to. No, thank you, game. Um, There we go. Oh, wow. Uh, so I've only ever beat the game 5 times. So once we start getting later here, I'm not that good, but we'll still get through the obstacles, and I'll show you how to get from here to the end. Alright. This video doesn't do this game justice, because this is after like hours of learning how to manipulate my body, and I'm still only this good. I'm not, but it's the level of pride and accomplishment that you get from playing through uh, this game and getting to the top is it's just astounding to me in comparison to almost every other game I've played. Um, I think it's an experience that if you're just watching this and you haven't ever played the game and are worried about being able to beat it or whatever, it's worth it. It's like $6 and it's a blast. Um, so you want to do the same thing there, sort of just jump off this and then climb on here. Jump over. The snow catch is a lot easier here than that ice on the hat. So then you want to jump over. You just gotta have faith. Just gotta leap, and you'll get to this snowman here. Um, and then if you keep making your way across here, you'll find some rocks. So we're just gonna go until we find that. All right. This is the bucket. So to me, I figured out how to do this in 2 minutes. I was stuck on Orange Hill for 8 hours, and it took me 2 minutes to do this. This is for some people just the breaker. Like one of my best friends who got me this game, um, which big thank you to him because this is one of my favorite games I've ever played. But this is where he quit. This is where a lot of people quit. Um, it's not that bad. You just need to be patient, like with everything else. As long as you just subtle, uh, you'll be fine. And the biggest tip, which it's probably a little late for this since we're past halfway, if you start falling, don't touch your mouse. Just you're gonna panic swing and you're gonna flail and you're gonna hit off rocks and walls and shit, and then you're gonna get nothing done. Um, so we're gonna do a hop, and you just wanna catch that barrel, so, or that bucket. So that little handle where the rope is attached in the center, I like to keep my hammer just on the left side of that, because we don't want to get flung off the barrel that way. With the way we're gonna do this, we only want to go that way, and we don't want to get flung so low if we're on the edge that we go to the snake, because he put a really nice sign for us right here. Don't ride it. Um, so we're gonna jump. That's a little more to the right than I like, but it might work. So your character will naturally swing. So, and he just swung too far. So that's why I like to be farther to the left. Um, I'm sure there's easier ways to do this. I've seen this one thing where people just jump up, grab the bucket, and fling themselves up. I can't do that. I'm not that good. So we do it this way. Um, but we end up with the same result, and that's getting over it. Um, nope. So you'll know when the hammer's really on there, like that. You feel it. You feel it in your bones. And so this should be, if I let go of my mouse, this should be the winner. Now you gotta swing up and grab this. So once you're on this piece of wood, you've beat the game pretty much. The bucket, I think, is like the end of where it's hard. And then you want to just hammer jump across here. If you fall, you can always readjust and grab here. If you're lucky, sometimes you'll fall back down toward the bucket, but then you just do what we just did again. If you've done it once, you can do it a million times. Um, then we get to this part. This is personally my least favorite part of the game. It's just all about patience, which I'm not super well known for. But you just slowly put your hammer into the side of the mountain. It has these sort of spots where it'll catch, and your bucket will catch in those spots as well. Um, see, so there's a catch. It's not abnormal for me to get all the way up and slide all the way back down. So it's hopefully for concision of the video, it doesn't happen too much, but this for me is normally the longest element to traverse. Um, like I said, don't move the hammer. Just let it catch, and then slowly go back to where you are. I maybe did that a little too passive. I probably could have caught, but we don't want bad habits. Like I said, it's not abnormal for me to get near the top and fall all the way back down. Um, so to do this, I'm just putting the hammer into the side of the wall, and then like if this is the slope, right, and this is my hammer, I'm just trying to touch my hammer like this, and then just bring the whole thing up around, and then pop the hammer out this side. I don't lift it. I don't like lower myself onto it. I just pop the hammer out to the left. Um, but you're also watching me fail at doing it, so maybe this isn't the way. But this is how I did it. Um, there's a new game coming out called Baby Steps. Really excited for. It's Bennett Foddy. So I'm just gonna climb this. Um, This is dragging so hard. It's just a patience thing. This part, I'm not good enough to do the wall grabs where I just fling myself up on like a flat surface, but I'm sure for some people, or if you figure out how to do that, you'll just dust me on this mountain. But until that happens, I think if you're watching this video, this is probably a struggle as well. That or you're really good at the game and you're watching it to just roast me, in which case, tell me your best time. So you'll see too that the hammer goes into the side of the wall at different points like that. That's when you know you have a better hold than some of the others. And if you've gotten to this point where you're touching this blue rock here, go nice and slow, not too slow that you fall off. And now you're at the shopping cart. So the shopping cart, like again, most parts of this game, we're gonna do the anvil jump again. That big diagonal jump. So again, you want to angle yourself and kind of throw yourself so you can catch that granite or marble or whatever that stone block is. And this part still takes me a while because all of these parts of the game are my least practice because they're the farthest up. So I've only ever actually successfully done this about 5 times. But I think that this is easier than almost anything before, because if you fall before, you go all the way down. This place you have a little more freedom. So this is a cell tower. So you want to climb this. Need the full mouse pad again. So we're gonna do a hammer jump. Oh! Alrighty. Game. Alright. And once you're up here, it's sort of the same as that house as before. Remember when you had to slow climb up that sort of flat wall? This is very similar. Um, and if you did that, you can do this. You can do anything in this game. If you've already done the first obstacle, then you can get over it. Alright. Swing myself up. So that radar or satellite dish or whatever it is always fucks me up. It's the sort of like convex outside of it. So I'll normally just do my own hammer jump for that one. Up. And then we're becoming weightless. So you want to be very gentle here. Remember, you only want to go up. So if I were to fling myself back down right now, I would lose the whole game and probably start from the beginning. Normally you want to fling yourself off the top of that tower. I didn't do it properly. So now we're in this. Now you can just fling yourself up. So if you played this game, or watched this video, or followed along with it, thank you. But that's how you play Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. Uh, or not how you play it, rather. That's not how you play it. That's how I beat it. Um, but that's uh, that's a wrap. It's a beautiful game. Uh, I'm really excited for Baby Steps. It's coming out this summer. It's on Steam. You should definitely wishlist it. Um, and if you haven't given this game a try, I highly suggest it. And if you're not into games that are super punishing or grueling or, you know, uh, give you constant setbacks, then I highly suggest making your friend play it, watching them squirm. Uh, but that that was the top of the mountain. Um, so I politely ask you not to stream anymore. That's my sixth run, so I had five before. But that's it. Um, and that's Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. Thanks for checking it out.